G'day everyone, Artist Wayne here with another DR650 adventure video. And here he is, Dusty Taylor, the man of the moment, the man who organised the adventure riding side of the Frozen Butt Ride for 2016. What's the Frozen Butt Ride, I hear you ask? Well, it's the brainchild of a bloody legend who goes by the name of Glenn Currow. Glenn, along with a large group of road riders, were making their way to Hill End, where us adventure riders would meet them later on that afternoon. This was going to be a wonderful 3-day charity ride, and this year we were raising funds for Cystic Fibrosis, New South Wales. At St Albans pub we were joined by Drew on his push start KTM, and a little further down the road we were joined by Jerry on his big KTM adventure bike. We were now 15 riders: Dusty, Marcus, Dave, Alex, Rian, Craig the J-Man, Sean, Bill, Andrew, Bruce, and yours truly. So far the day was perfect and our fingers were crossed it wasn't going to rain. As we made our way through the bush towards the Bells line of road, we lost one of our riders. Alex wasn't feeling well and decided to turn around and head home. And it was just before we reached the Bells line of road that it began to rain, and the trail turned into a muddy, slippery mess. We had a lot of Ks to cover today, and there was no time to waste. Dusty had his stock whip out, and we were only allowed to fuel up the bikes. You could try and quickly shove something down your throat, but if Dusty saw your hand reaching for your helmet strap, look out! No time to remove helmets. In fact, we didn't even have time to go to the toilet. If you needed to go, you did it on the bike. It's a good thing for us adventure riders, we stand whilst riding. That morning most of the boys had ridden from Newcastle. Sam and I had met them all at Buckety, where we rode the Great Northern Road to St Albans. We'd hit the Wheelbarrow Ridge Trail, Colo Heights, Mountain Lagoon Road. We were now on the Glowworm Tunnel Road, and we were heading towards Blackfellow's Hand Trail. And lo and behold, the sun came out. I think Dusty Taylor was more excited than I was. The day's riding had been brilliant so far, and a little bit of rain wasn't going to dampen our spirits. We were now riding some very beautiful countryside. And a good thing about a wet trail is it keeps the dust down, especially when you have 14 riders in the group. And to borrow a saying from Dusty, there were riders in the group who every now and again would stop to take soil samples. And one of those riders can be seen here, Sam on his DR650. But it doesn't matter how dirty Sam gets his bike, he'll always wash it in the end. I did tell him, however, if you're going to fall off, Sam, be a good chap and do it for the camera. We were now riding the Blackfellow's Hand Trail, and I just loved it. Big muddy puddles to throw the DR650 around. Beautiful, beautiful countryside that was about to get a whole lot better. When we came into this beautiful place, just magic. This, my friends, is the beautiful Garden of Stone National Park. And what a presence this place has. Absolutely awe-inspiring. A beautiful World Heritage area featuring stunning rock pagodas, sandstone cliffs, canyons and breathtaking scenic views. And speaking of scenic views, we then headed off to check out the beautiful views of Ben Bullen Mountaintop Lookout. We had a diverse range of bikes in our group. Dusty, Marcus and Bill were riding 800 GS BMWs. Andrew was riding a 650 Dakar BMW. Rian and Jerry were riding big KTM adventure bikes. Drew was riding the smaller but louder 690 KTM. Craig and Jay were on matching Yamaha 660 Tanares. Bruce was riding his Honda 750 Transalp. Sean was on his KLR 650. And Sam, Dave and I were riding our mighty DR 650s. When we reached the lookout of Ben Bullen, it was still overcast and cloudy, but that didn't diminish the fact that it's one hell of a beautiful place. And after a group photo, it was time to continue our adventure. We were now making our way across country towards Kapiti, through more stunning Australian bushland. I really must take my hat or helmet off to Dusty. He did such a great job on organising this ride. It's certainly not easy to organise a 3-day ride like this with a large group of 14 riders, all with differing riding abilities. And all the boys did such a fantastic job of making this a wonderful first time adventure riding event for the Frozen Butt charity ride. And it was about this time that we started to follow Rian. I think there was mention of a shortcut, I'm not quite sure. But we all ended up on a fantastic, dirty, slippery, muddy, single trail track that seemed to go on forever. And while some of the boys behind us stopped to take more soil samples, I thought I'd follow Rian on his big KTM adventure bike as he kind of half rode it and half walked it through the muddy single trail. But when he started to shower me with mud off his back tyre, it was time to go past. But I didn't get far before I had to dismount and help Dusty Taylor, who had got his 800 BMW absolutely stuck. Much to the amusement of Marcus. And once we all regrouped, it didn't take us long to head out of the forest and into the town of Kapiti, where we refueled the bikes and headed over to another beautiful place called Turon Gates. This is a place that is absolutely beautiful, and the only thing Bill had to be careful of in here was those pesky sidestepping horses. And Turon Gates, apart from having quite a few gates to open and close, has a few water crossings, and it seems the more water crossings we came to, the faster the water seemed to flow. Now early that morning when I met up with Sam, I found out that he's a fellow scuba diver, but what I didn't know was that he takes his scuba diving seriously, whether he's on a boat or on his bike. Well, I must say, it's the quickest way to get a dirty bike clean. And as Jay exited the water, cursing his wet boots, all the boys dragged a beautiful, clean DR650 from the freezing cold water. Was this going to be the end of Sam's 3-day ride? Not on your life. It's a DR650 and they're unstoppable. And yes, we all made it to Hill End, albeit in the dark and with a lot of help for me from Dave Wilson. And we were about to catch up with all those road riders, have a good night's sleep and get ready for another full day of riding. Until then, I'm artist Wayne Dowson. Thanks for watching, everyone.